Hello guys, welcome back to another video. It's Value for Viral. I've gotten a number of requests to talk about wrestling, so on this video we are going to be talking about wrestling. Actually, I don't watch wrestling, I'm not a fan of wrestling, but I do remember that when I was little I used to watch a lot of WWE, Raw, SummerSlam, SmackDown and all the rest. I used to be a fan of wrestling when I was small. But when I grew up, I realized that the whole stuff was all fake. Most of what you see in WWE, Raw, WWE in general is fake. This means that the game is rigged and they choose the winners. They choose the champions before the fight. And everything we see live, everything we see on screen is just for entertainment purposes and it's not real. Now imagine if wrestling is not real. That is all fake and it's all crafted, scripted, if you know what I'm saying. It means that there are some things you gotta do in order to get to the top, because it's not based on talent. Okay, it's not about talent, it's not about your skills, it's all fake. See, like, this thing is simple, and just like Hollywood, the music industry, they choose those that they want to be at the top. And believe me, when it comes to things like this, there's definitely going to be some gatekeepers at different levels keeping people from climbing to the top, except you're willing to give a sacrifice in order for you to get to the top or to pass through the gate. Now, like I said, I don't watch too much of wrestling, so I don't really know more about the wrestlers nowadays, because all my wrestlers, I think they're all retired right now. But I came across something on wrestling, so check this out
here. And I know it's just wrestling, but this wrestling company known as AEW is literally promoting devil worship.
The ground that I walk, that makes you all my loyal devil worshippers.
So you heard him clearly. He said he's a devil worshipper, and for some reason this company has been promoting this thing. Now, this company is not WWE, this is AEW, that's All Elite Wrestling. But I know it's not a new company, it's been there for a while right now and it's trying to grow up. So definitely they have to push up the agenda for the prince of this world. I won't say too much because I've said a lot about this. Like I said, it's not just normal for companies to go around promoting Satanism or devil worshipping for no good reason. They have a reason why they're doing this. It's something that they have to do because we live in a world that is being controlled by the prince of this world, and in order for you to have their favor or his favor, you gotta do some things that can please him. So definitely this company has been doing this promotion, but my main focus is on this particular wrestler. This wrestler, really, from what he has been doing, he proves that he's a devil worshipper, and he was so proud about it. He came on stage, like took the mic and let the whole world knew who he truly serves on the dark side. And definitely when you do things like this, you get promos, you get contracts, and you can win more titles, because the elites of these games, they'll just be like, okay, like, for what he did, give him the World Wrestling Champion. And because the whole game is crafted or scripted, you know exactly what they can do. It's very easy for any wrestler that goes in their favor to win a title. And as you can see, they've been promoting this match for a while. This guy too, he does a symbolism, Devil Horn 66, but this is what I got for this video because I don't think I have to explain it again. He already told the whole world that he's a devil worshipper, so it's very obvious. Now, talking about WWE, it's pretty much the same stuff. I do believe that it's something dark going on behind the scenes, devil worshipping, but if I cannot really get my hands on something that is legit, then I can't make a video on WWE, because it's better that I don't make a video at all, or don't make a video or better than to make a video that is false. So I haven't gotten anything on WWE, but there's something that I know about wrestling in general. You know, these people get brutally beaten, they fight like crazy, and obviously we're supposed to know that there's something more spiritual going on in wrestling. let's say in general, because it depends on your countries, but when it comes to things like wrestling, we should understand that these people get beaten severely, and as you can see, most of the time they don't bleed, they don't get serious injuries as normally, like as a normal person. Like if you've been fighting before, if you've been, having some fights, let's say at the club or anywhere, you know how painful it is when you get beaten, when you get punches, blows, kicks, and you're bleeding like crazy. You know how painful it feels. But these people, from what they portray to us on screen, it looks very normal. Even though this is crafted, but to an extent, human beings normally feel pain when they get beaten in that arena. Even pro boxers do that. Now, speaking about wrestling in a spiritual aspect, I understand that some of the time, that's what I know, some of the time these wrestlers, right, they get spiritual powers from the dark side to become strong, to become beasts, to become animals. So when they go on stage, they have so much rage, they have so much possession, and that is why you can see them do things that are not normal. To be honest with you, they have some kind of like funny ideas in their minds that can be so brutal. So this is what they do on the dark side, but it's kind of like hidden in plain sight. For those who are smart, they know what I'm saying. Let's talk about something like African wrestling. You can become an African wrestler if you don't have something backing you up, because all of these people, they get powers from the dark side, and that is why when they go on stage, they can fight like beasts for 2 hours, 3 hours, and they don't feel tired. They can do that over and over again. But that is what I know about wrestling. It's called catch in French. They always say le catch. So when it comes to catch, in the black man's perspective, you need something to back you up, because those other people, they got something backing them up. So when they give you one blow, one punch, you can sleep forever if you're not careful. So I think I've said too much about wrestling. That is what you gotta know, that some of the time these people, they might not come up to you and let you know, okay, this is what we're doing on the dark side, but it's very obvious that these people are not operating like normal human beings. They have something that is backing them up, and that's what you really need to know. Now, most of them are not, they don't serve God, they don't worship God. They're mostly into hardcore punk, heavy metal. Most of the times they do drugs. Like they're really into some kind of like different level. I don't really have to explain too much or say too much, because you know what I'm talking about. So wrestling is something that is completely spiritual. The fights are spiritual. Most of the time they're spiritual. So when it comes to real wrestling, I mean the real deal, these people use spiritual powers. But when it comes to these kind of like things like WWE, these fake things, yeah, some of the time they use spiritual powers, but most of the time I would just say the game is rigged. So they just arrange things behind the scenes, and we know the winner before the game. So that's it for wrestling.